Hey there, deep divers. Ever find yourself, staring at the mirror, feeling like you're hitting just a stubborn plateau?
We've all been there, I think. It happens.
Yeah. You're dedicated, you're working out, trying your best to eat right, but those changes you desperately want, losing that persistent fat and building lean, strong muscle, they just seem like, an impossible dream. Like a fitness fairy tale.
Right, the idea that you can do both at once.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to dive headfirst into a topic that completely challenges that old way of thinking, a concept that's often misunderstood, but honestly, from looking at our sources, it seems incredibly powerful and achievable. Body recomposition.
Yeah, body recupping.
For those joining us from Reading Cowboy's YouTube channel, a big welcome to the deep dive. Our mission here is pretty simple, really. We take complex topics, we arm ourselves with a stack of incredible sources, everything from cutting-edge scientific studies to practical fitness guides, real-world stuff too, when we break them all down.
Into easy, actionable insights.
That's it. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe. A way to get truly well-informed, giving you immediate, practical tips you can actually implement in your daily life to start transforming your physique.
Starting today.
So let's talk about body recomposition, or body recomp for short. Forget that old bulk and cut mentality for a moment. You know the one.
Oh, yeah. Gain weight, gain fat, then suffer to lose it.
Right, where you deliberately gain a lot of size, and then often, some unwanted fat, only to suffer through a harsh cutting phase. Body recomp is about doing something truly special, something kind of intelligent, actually. Losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time.
Simultaneously.
It's not just about the number on the scale, it's about fundamentally reshaping your body's entire makeup, making you feel stronger, look more toned, and significantly improving your overall health and vitality. Get ready for some serious aha moments, I think.
Indeed. The idea of simultaneously shedding fat and building muscle has, for a long time, been treated almost like fitness folklore, right? A concept maybe only for the genetic outliers or elite athletes.
Yeah, like you need superpowers.
Exactly. But our deep dive into the research into these sources reveals it's not only possible, but remarkably practical for a wide range of individuals. We'll show you exactly how this metabolic marvel works, why it matters for your long-term health and your aesthetic goals.
And crucially,
provide those immediate practical tips you can start implementing today. We'll cover everything from precise nutrition strategies, effective workout plans, to the often overlooked yet incredibly impactful lifestyle factors that can make all the difference.
Okay, let's dive in. Okay, let's unpack this whole bulk and cut thing first. For years, the prevailing wisdom in the fitness world, particularly in bodybuilding circles, right? It dictated this very specific, almost ritualistic approach.
It was the standard playbook.
You had your bulk phase, aiming to gain a lot of size, and let's be honest, that often came with a fair bit of extra body fat. The thinking was you needed a significant caloric surplus for muscle growth. It was non-negotiable.
Get big at all costs, basically.
Then, after piling on the mass, you'd pivot to a grueling cut phase. Drastically slashing calories to, reveal the muscle underneath. It was this two-step dance.
A real cycle. Feeling bulky, then feeling deprived.
Yeah, exactly. But our sources suggest this isn't always the most efficient way, or maybe even the most desired path for everyone. So is that really the only way? Or is there a more direct, perhaps more sustainable route without all those dramatic ups and downs?
That's a fantastic question. And it really gets to the heart of what body recomposition challenges. What's truly fascinating here, and this was a major aha moment reading through the sources, is that recent scientific evidence has pretty directly contradicted this traditional dogma.
Okay.
There's a compelling 2013 study by Garth and colleagues, for instance. They put this very idea to the test. They observed that when subjects were overfed by a significant 600 calories daily, that's a substantial surplus, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
They didn't actually gain significantly more muscle than other groups who ate closer to maintenance levels. What they did gain, however, was over 3 times the amount of fat.
Wow. 3 times the fat for not much more muscle.
Exactly. It highlights a crucial insight. Simply eating a massive caloric surplus isn't necessarily the golden ticket for maximizing muscle growth. In fact, it often primarily leads to unwanted fat gain.
Which just makes that cutting phase harder and longer.
Precisely. So the core insight we can draw from this, and from the broader science, is that your body isn't just a simple linear machine. Fat tissue and muscle tissue are distinct biological systems. Your body's this metabolic marvel that can simultaneously spend from its fat reserves while investing in muscle.
So parallel processes, not just one after the other.
Exactly. Forget the old linear thinking. This means it's entirely possible to build muscle without needing that large caloric surplus, and even to do so in a slight caloric deficit.
Really? Even in a deficit?
Yes. Now, this process is often slower than an aggressive bulk, no doubt about it. But it frequently leads to more sustainable and, honestly, more visually satisfying changes. You avoid that sloppy or unkept feeling that can come with a dirty bulk, as one source put it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Instead, you're building a leaner, more defined physique from the ground up, or maybe from the fat down. It's about working smarter with your body's amazing capabilities.
That's a total game changer for how a lot of people probably think about this. It reframes the whole transformation process. So, okay, if we're not aiming for these massive bulks, who exactly can realistically benefit from this lose fat, gain muscle simultaneously approach? Is it really just for the elite athletes, the genetically blessed, or is this something for, regular folks looking to make a real change?
Well, this is another one of those great aha moments from the sources, because body recomposition is a realistic and highly effective goal for nearly all people, not just a select few.
Okay, that's encouraging.
Our sources outline several key groups who are especially primed for success. And you might be surprised you might find yourself in one or more of these.
All right, who are they?
First, we have the new lifters, often called newbies, right?
Wow.
If you're relatively new to consistent resistance training, maybe less than a year, or you haven't followed a structured program, your body is incredibly responsive.
Like a sponge.
Exactly. You're in this prime phase for muscle growth, often called newbie gains. Your body can quite efficiently pull calories from existing fat stores to fuel this muscle building process, even with just basic progressive training, like, a freshly tilled garden ready to grow.
Makes sense. Who's next?
Then there are overweight or obese individuals. Those with significant body fat, they naturally possess large internal energy reserves. This is actually a huge advantage for recomp.
How so?
It allows them to operate effectively in a caloric deficit, which is needed for fat loss, while still having plenty of stored energy to fuel muscle building.
They often see some of the most dramatic and rapid changes in body composition. It can be incredibly motivating.
Right, big visual changes quickly. Exactly. Then detrained individuals, people who were once quite fit, maybe jacked, as they say, but stopped training for a while. Injury, life, whatever.
Happens to a lot of us.
It does. But thanks to muscle memory, their bodies can rebuild muscle mass much more quickly and efficiently than someone starting from scratch. Their muscle cells kind of remember.
Even comes back faster.
Much faster. Recomposition is a very common and efficient path for them to regain their previous physique. It's like their body just needs a little nudge to rebuild that blueprint.
Okay, newbie, overweight, detrained. Anyone else?
And finally, a category that, honestly, many people might surprisingly fall into. The sub-optimized trainee.
Sub-optimized, what does that mean?
This includes people who've been going to the gym for a while, maybe even years, but haven't been training hard enough or smart enough. Or maybe their nutrition hasn't been truly optimized.
Just going through the motions.
Pretty much. Maybe not applying principles like progressive overload consistently or not getting enough protein. One expert we looked at, Chris Barakat, he sees recomposition happening all the time in his lab. Even with more advanced trainees, once they start paying attention to details like nutrient timing, precise macros.
So just tightening things up.
Exactly. He even mentioned an athlete gaining 20 pounds of lean mass and losing a pound of fat in just 10 weeks, simply by optimizing their approach. It's powerful stuff.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's not just for beginners or people making a comeback. What's truly fascinating here is that even if you've been hitting the gym for years, if your training or nutrition hasn't been really optimal.
Dialed in,
yeah. You might still fall into that newbie or sub-optimized category, meaning recomposition is still very much on the table for you. That's huge potential.
It's exactly right. When you look at these categories, it becomes clear that a significant majority of people walking into a gym are likely to fit one or more of these descriptions. The only tiny subset where recomp might be impractical are those truly advanced trainees already near their genetic limit with everything perfectly optimized.
Where every tiny gain is a massive battle.
Precisely. For almost everyone else, body recomposition isn't just possible. It's a practical, effective path to a leaner, stronger, healthier body.
Okay. We've established that body recomposition is a realistic goal for most of us. That's incredibly motivating. Now let's get into strategy. When many of us think about building muscle or changing our physique, we often think the gym work is 90% of it.
Right, the lifting, the sweating.
Yeah, we feel the burn, assume that's the main driver, but our sources, they repeatedly stress the absolutely critical role of diet, sometimes calling it the unsung hero or the foundation. So what does this mean for our plates? How much attention do we really need to give what we eat?
It means your diet is just as important as your exercise routine. Maybe even more so, depending on the goal. Think of your body as a building under constant construction and renovation. That analogy popped up a few times.
Okay, I like that.
You can have the best architects and builders, your workouts. But without the right high-quality materials, your nutrients to that building won't be the magnificent structure you envision. A powerful 2012 study, this one on postmenopausal women, really showed this clearly. Exercise alone, about 2.4% weight loss.
Yeah.
Okay, something.
Better than nothing.
Diet alone, much better, 8.5% weight loss. But the real magic, the combination of diet and exercise, that led to a significant 10.8% weight loss over 12 months, plus big improvements in body composition, waist size, body fat.
Wow, so the synergy is key.
Absolutely. Diet isn't just a supporting player. It's foundational for both fat loss and muscle building.
That study really nails it. Okay, we often hear calories in versus calories out as the ultimate truth for weight loss. Is that the whole story for body recomp? Or is there a deeper level we need to understand?
Well, calories are definitely important for managing body fat.
Yeah.
You generally need that slight energy deficit to encourage fat loss, right? That's physics.
Sure.
But for body recomposition, just counting calories without considering what those calories are made of, that can be a major pitfall, as one source highlighted.
Yeah.
It's like trying to build a strong wall with just any old stuff, bricks, mud, cardboard.
Right, you hit your quota, but the wall's weak.
Exactly. You need the right building blocks. So what kind of fuel does your body specifically need to shed fat and build muscle simultaneously? It boils down to being strategic with your macronutrients, protein, carbs, healthy fats, and consistently choosing nutrient-dense whole foods. Quality over just quantity.
Okay, let's talk protein then. It's everywhere in fitness. Shakes, bars, every influencer swears by it. Is all this protein hype just marketing, or is there a genuine, non-negotiable scientific reason it's so crucial for recomp?
Protein is, without a doubt, the absolute foundation. It's not just hype, it's biology. Think of your muscles like that house under renovation again. Every time you lift, you create microdamage.
Tiny tears.
Right, protein isn't just the repair crew. It's bringing in stronger, better bricks to rebuild. It aids in muscle repair, growth, and maintenance, especially after training. Plus, it has a higher thermic effect of food, TEF.
Meaning you burn more calories digesting it.
Yep, little metabolic bonus. And crucially, it promotes satiety. Helps you feel fuller longer, reduces cravings, which is critical when you're in a calorie deficit trying to lose fat.
Okay, so repair, metabolism boost, keeps you full. What's the magic part?
The real magic, the nerdy but cool part, is muscle protein synthesis, MPS. Think of MPS as your body's construction crew, always building and repairing muscle, especially after a workout. And their favorite building material?
Protein.
Protein, specifically a key amino acid called leucine. It's vital for kicking off MPS, basically telling your muscle cells start building. To maximize this, our sources recommend getting at least 20-40 grams of high-quality protein with every meal.
Every meal. Wow.
And generally for active folks aiming for recomp, the target is 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily.
Okay, let's translate that for like a 150-pound person.
150 pounds is about 68 kilograms. So 1.6 times 68, about 109 grams, up to 2.2 times 68, around 150 grams of protein per day.
That's a fair amount. Can feel daunting sometimes. Any practical tips for hitting that consistently without just eating endless chicken breasts?
Absolutely. The goal is sustainability, right? Enjoyment helps. Focus on lean sources. Chicken, turkey, white fish, shrimp, egg whites, extra lean beef. For plant-based, tofu, tempeh, edamame, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, quinoa, Greek yogurt, and cottage cheese are great if you do dairy.
Okay, variety helps.
And protein powder can be incredibly helpful and convenient, especially for vegans or just busy people. A quick shake post-workout, mix it into oatmeal or yogurt. It boosts intake easily.
What about casein before bed? Heard about that.
Yeah, some experts suggest slow digesting casein protein before bed. It might provide a sustained release of amino acids overnight, aiding recovery while you sleep. The main thing, though, is hitting that total daily goal consistently.
Got it. Okay, carbs. They get such a bad rap for fat loss. Cut them out, low carb everything. Should we be doing that for recomp? Or do they have a different role?
Not at all. Completely eliminating carbs is usually unnecessary and often counterproductive for recomp. Carbs are your body's primary preferred energy source. Absolutely essential for fueling high-intensity resistance training.
How so?
Carbs break down into glucose, stored as glycogen in muscles and liver. During intense workouts, your body relies heavily on glycogen for quick energy. Enough carbs means you can push harder, lift heavier, stimulate more growth.
And if you don't have enough?
You fatigue faster, performance drops, and critically, your body might start breaking down muscle protein for energy. That's catabolism. You're basically eating your own muscle.
Okay, definitely want to avoid that.
So adequate carbs prevent catabolism, fuel workouts, and help with recovery by replenishing glycogen stores afterward.
So timing matters, pre and post-workout.
Being strategic helps, yes. Healthy carbs before a workout for energy and afterward to replenish. Good sources: whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, oats, fruits, bananas, berries, apples, starchy veggies, sweet potatoes, corn, carrots, legumes. These give steady energy, plus vitamins and minerals. Embrace the right carbs at the right times.
Makes sense. Not fearing carbs, just being smart about them.
Right.
What about fats? Another one with baggage. Eating fat makes you fat. Still hear that sometimes. True for recomp.
That's another misconception that can hinder progress. Healthy fats are crucial. They are absolutely essential for hormone production.
Hormones like
testosterone and estrogen, key players in muscle growth and fat metabolism. A very low-fat diet can actually decrease testosterone levels, slowing down both muscle growth and fat loss.
Wow, okay. Didn't realize that connection was so direct.
Plus, fats contribute significantly to satiety. They help you feel fuller, manage cravings, which is vital in a deficit. Your body needs healthy fats daily for many functions, like absorbing certain vitamins.
So embrace the healthy fats too. Which ones?
Definitely. Incorporate sources like nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, chia, flax seeds. Healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil, avocados themselves, fatty fish salmon, mackerel, sardines, natural nut butters.
How much fat should we aim for?
Generally, about 0.5 to 1 gram of fat per kilogram of body weight daily is a good range. They're not just energy, they optimize your body's internal environment for recomp.
Okay, so we know what to eat. Protein, smart carbs, healthy fats. What should we actively try to avoid or minimize to really optimize this?
Minimize or avoid processed foods. That's key. They're typically high in calories, low in nutrients, and just incredibly easy to overeat.
The hyperpalatable stuff.
Exactly. They often lack fiber and protein, so they don't keep you full. They can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, increase hunger, promote fat storage, just generally work against you.
So focus on whole foods.
Right. Whole, nutrient-dense foods help you maintain your calorie deficit more easily, provide muscle-building materials, and improve overall health.
Practical examples of things to ditch.
Sugary snacks, candy, cookies, cakes, savory processed snacks, chips, pretzels, processed meats, hot dogs, bacon, most deli meats, frozen meals often loaded with sodium, fast food, sugary drinks, obviously, most commercial baked goods, sugary cereals, you get the idea. Prioritize quality.
Got it. Quality whole foods are the foundation. Okay, this sounds great, but how do we actually figure out how much to eat? Calculating calories, macros. It can feel like, I don't know, rocket science sometimes.
It doesn't have to be. It's a step-by-step process. First, figure out your maintenance calories. That's how many calories you need just to maintain your current weight, factoring in activity.
How do we find that number?
Well, you start with your basal metabolic rate, BMR, the energy needed just to exist, basically. Then you add energy for activity. The Mifflin-St. Jean equation is a good scientific formula, but honestly, just use a reputable online calculator.
Okay, lots of those around.
Yeah, plug in your weight, height, age, sex. It gives you your BMR. Then it'll ask for your activity level, be honest here, and multiply the BMR by an activity factor. That gives you your estimated maintenance calories. A great starting point.
Okay, so we have our maintenance number. Do we just eat that every day, or does it need to change based on workouts?
For optimal recomp, a dynamic approach, calorie cycling, is way better. Adjust your intake based on your activity for the day.
How does that work?
On strength training days, slightly increase calories, maybe 5–15% above maintenance. This fuels muscle repair and growth. MPS is elevated for 24–48 hours post-workout. Gives the construction crew extra supplies.
Makes sense. What about cardio days?
Eat around maintenance level. Enough energy for the workout and recovery, but no big surplus promoting fat storage.
And rest days?
Decrease calories slightly, 5–10% below maintenance. Your energy needs are lower. This encourages fat loss without risking much muscle, especially if protein is high. It drives the fat loss part.
What if someone wants faster fat loss?
If aggressive fat loss is the main goal, you could do that 5–10% deficit on all days. It works faster for fat loss, but energy might be lower and muscle building will likely be slower. It's a trade-off.
Right. Okay, so we have the daily calorie target. How do we break that down into macros, like that 70-kilogram person example?
Right. First, protein. 1.6, 2.2 genes per kilograms. For our 70-kilogram person aiming for 2 gicograms, that's 140-gram protein. Protein is 4 cal 6, so 144 equals 560 calories.
Got it. Then fat.
And for 0.51 grams per kilogram, let's say 0.8 g kilogram for a 70-kilogram person, that's 56 g fat. Fat is 9 cal 6, so 904 calories.
Okay, protein 560 calories, fat 504 calories.
Then carbs get the rest. If the target was, say, 2,000 calories for that day, 2,560 plus 504, 936 calories left for carbs. Carbs are 4 calories, so 936 for equals 234 grams of carbs.
So that day would be about 140 gram protein, 56 g fat, 234 g carbs.
Exactly. Roughly 28% protein, 25% fat, 47% carbs. A balanced approach supporting muscle, energy, and health for recomp.
That's super clear, thank you. Now, what about meal frequency? Does it matter if we eat 3 big meals or 6 small ones?
Honestly, meal frequency seems to be largely personal preference. The research isn't super strong that eating more often boosts metabolism significantly if total calories and macros are the same.
So hitting the daily totals is what counts most.
That's the key. Hit your calorie and macro goals, especially protein, with nutrient-dense foods. Going 4 or 5 hours without eating won't automatically make you lose muscle if your daily intake is solid.
But smaller meals might help with hunger on low-calorie days.
Exactly. If you feel hungrier, more frequent meals might help with satiety and sticking to the plan. Find what works for you.
And you mentioned carb cycling earlier as an advanced thing.
Yeah, for breaking plateaus or fine-tuning, strategically alternating higher calorie, higher carb days, like maybe 50% carbs on tough training days, with lower calorie, lower carb days on rest days. It matches fuel to demand very precisely. Powerful, but master the basics first.
Okay, so the big takeaway for diet. It's like a tailor-made suit, needs to fit you. Protein is the foundation. Don't fear healthy carbs and fats. Ditch the processed junk and adjust calories based on activity. Smart fueling.
That sums it up perfectly. Smart, conscious fueling.
Right, we've covered the fuel, the nutrition. Now let's talk about the engine that drives this transformation, the training. What's the absolute non-negotiable here? What do we have to be doing in the gym for recon?
Resistance training. It's the absolute backbone, period. It's how you signal to your muscles, grow, adapt.
Working against force. Weights, machines, body weight.
Exactly. Free weights, machines, bands, your own body. The goals are clear. Build and maintain lean muscle, increase strength, and boost your resting metabolic rate.
So you burn more calories even watching TV.
Basically, yeah. Muscle is more metabolically active than fat. More muscle equals higher metabolism, more strength potential, better body composition. For ideal results, aim for at least 3 to 4 resistance sessions per week.
How long should sessions be?
Around 45-60 minutes is a good target. And hit all major muscle groups over the week. Crucially, allow rest days between intense sessions for muscle recovery. That's essential for hypertrophy muscle growth.
Okay, so lift weights 3-4 times a week. But it's just lifting enough. Our bodies adapt, right? How do we keep making progress? Keep muscles growing?
This is where it gets really interesting. This is probably the most important principle in strength training.
Yeah.
You must implement progressive overload.
Progressive overload. Heard that term a lot. What is it exactly?
It's not just an exercise. It's a fundamental principle. Your body adapts. Once it gets used to a stimulus, it stops changing. So to keep forcing positive adaptations getting stronger, building muscle, you have to systematically increase the demands over time.
You got to give the muscle a reason to grow.
Precisely. Without progressive overload, there's no reason for muscles to get bigger or stronger.
How do we actually do that? What are the practical ways?
Lots of ways, which keeps it flexible. The most obvious is increase the weight. Even small jumps, 2.55 pounds, add up over time.
Okay, what else?
Increase the volume, do more total reps. Either add sets, go from 3 sets to 4, or add reps per set, go from 10 reps to 12 with the same weight.
So more work overall.
Right. You can also improve your form. Better technique means better muscle engagement, often allowing safer and stronger lifts. That's progress too. Decrease rest time between sets increases intensity.
Makes it harder.
Definitely. If recovery allows, increase training frequency, maybe hit a muscle group slightly more often, and change the tempo, like slowing down the lowering phase of a lift, increases time under tension, great stimulus for growth.
So lots of levers to pull.
Exactly. Aim to progress in at least one aspect every 1-2 weeks. If you did 3 by 10 at 100 pounds last week, maybe aim for 3 by 11 at 100 pounds this week, or 3 by 10 at 102.5 pounds. That consistent small push.
Got it. Constantly challenge the muscles. Now, there are tons of exercises, isolation stuff, complex moves. Where should we focus our energy for the most bang for our buck?
Compound lifts are king for recomp. Absolutely. These are multi-joint movements hitting multiple muscle groups at once. Super efficient for building strength and mass.
Why are they so good?
They mimic natural movements, let you lift heavier weights, and stimulate a greater hormonal response. Good for muscle growth and fat metabolism. Plus, engaging big muscles burns more calories doing it after the workout. Supports fat loss too.
Okay, which ones are the key compounds?
The big ones. Squats, quads, hams, glutes, core. Deadlifts, hamstrings, glutes, back, or the king maybe. Bench press, chest, shoulders, triceps. Overhead press, shoulders, upper chest, triceps. Pull-up, chin-ups, back, biceps, core. And rows, barbell rows, dumbbell rows for back, biceps, shoulders.
How often should we do these sets and reps?
Aim for 3-4 compound lifts per session. Do maybe 3 to 5 sets of 6-12 repetitions for each. Adjust weight and volume based on your level. Always prioritize good form, but keep pushing that progressive overload. These build the foundation.
Okay, lift heavy, focus on compounds, progressive overload. What about cardio? Is endless cardio out, or does it still have a role? Doesn't it kill muscle gains?
Not necessarily out, but the type and amount are crucial. It's not about hours of low-intensity treadmill time. That can become counterproductive if it interferes with muscle recovery and growth signals.
Oh, so.
Too much low-intensity, steady-state cardio can promote endurance adaptations at the expense of strength and size. Cardio should complement, not detract from, muscle building. So what kind is best?
Yeah, what kind?
High-intensity interval training, HIIT, is highly effective for recomp. Short bursts of intense exercise, brief recovery periods, usually 15-30 minutes total, plus warm-up cooldown.
Why HIIT?
Efficient fat burning, both during and after the workout. That's EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Your metabolism stays elevated for hours. It also helps preserve lean muscle, improves cardio health, and it's super time efficient.
How often should we do HIIT?
Maybe 2-3 HIE sessions per week, ideally on non-lifting days to allow recovery.
What kind of HIA? Like work wrist ratios?
You can vary it. 1.1, 30s work, 30s rest. 1.2, 20s work, 40s rest. Maybe 2.1, 40s work, 20s rest, if you're fit. Use bodyweight moves like burpees, mountain climbers, jump squats, or sprinting, cycling, rowing, jump rope. Lots of options. Keep it challenging.
Okay, HIIT is good. Any other cardio options?
Moderate intensity, steady state, MISS cardio is also suitable. Think 60-70% of max heart rate for 30-45 minutes. Brisk walking, steady jog, comfortable cycling.
How does Mr. F fit in?
It balances intensity and duration for calorie burning without overly hindering muscle gain. Maybe 2-3 times a week on off days or after lifting. It adds to calorie expenditure without the high impact of HII sometimes. Key is balance and intention. Make cardio support your main goal.
That's a lot of great info. It can feel like putting together a complex puzzle, though. Do the sources give any, practical examples, a weekly plan blueprint?
They do. One source offered a sample 8-week routine split into 2 4-week cycles. It's just a guideline, needs tailoring, ideally with a trainer's help.
Sure, everyone's different.
But it illustrates the balance. Cycle 1, weeks 1 to 4 might look like. Monday, upper body strength, heavy compounds. Tuesday, lower body strength, heavy squats, deadlifts. Wednesday, cardio plus core. Maybe HIIT plus core work. Thursday, upper body hypertrophy, more volume, moderate weight isolation. Friday, lower body hypertrophy, lunges, curls, extensions. Saturday, full body functional circuit, lighter, movement focus. Sunday, rest or active recovery, walk, stretch.
So hitting muscles in different ways across the week, strength and size focus.
Exactly. Then cycle 2, weeks 5 to 8 would be similar structure but different exercises, maybe different rep ranges to provide new stimulus. Front squats instead of back squats, incline bench instead of flat, add weighted pull-ups, sumo deadlifts, maybe a full body HIIT circuit.
Keep mixing it up to avoid plateaus.
Right. But the crucial part always is listen to your body. If you feel wrecked, take an extra rest day. Active recovery. This plan is adaptable. Flexibility and listening to your body are key for long-term consistency, avoiding burnout or injury.
So the training insight. Build the muscle engine. Lift heavy, good form. Always push with progressive overload. Use compounds. Add smart cardio like HIIT. Work smarter, not just harder. And adapt based on how you feel.
You got it. That's the core of smart training for recomp.
Okay, we've got the diet blueprint, the training engine. But changing your body isn't just about food and workouts, right? What else contributes? Those crucial tune-up factors we might overlook.
You've hit on a critical point.
Yeah.
And the biggest one, maybe, sleep. It is, without a doubt, the single most underrated factor.
More than just feeling rested.
Way more. It's when your body does critical repairs, regulates hormones essential for muscle growth and fat metabolism, optimizes everything. There was this remarkable 2019 study, Wang and colleagues.
Okay, what did it find?
Two groups in a calorie deficit, both lost the same weight. But one group slept 60 minutes less 5 nights a week.
Just an hour less?
Just an hour. The result, the sleep well group lost 83% of their weight from fat. The sleep-restricted group lost a staggering 85% of their weight as lean mass.
Whoa, wait. They lost the same weight, but the sleep-deprived group lost mostly muscle.
Exactly. It's mind-blowing. It shows how crucial sleep is for preserving muscle during fat loss. You can literally sabotage your fat loss goals, composition-wise, by skimping on sleep.
That is, yeah, mind-blowing. Sleep is a muscle-saving superpower.
Totally. So aim for 7-9 hours of quality sleep each night. Supports muscle recovery, hormone regulation, growth hormone, testosterone, everything.
Any quick sleep tips?
Consistent schedule, even weekends. Dark, quiet, cool room, no screens an hour before bed, limit caffeine alcohol in the evening, basic sleep hygiene, but treat it seriously.
Okay, prioritize sleep like a workout. What about stress? Does that mess with our goals?
Chronic stress definitely can. It messes with hormones too. Your body releases more cortisol, the stress hormone.
And cortisol is bad for recomp.
Elevated cortisol can promote fat storage, especially belly fat, and can even contribute to muscle breakdown. Directly works against you.
So we need to manage stress.
Incorporate stress management. Doesn't have to be complicated. Meditation, even 5 minutes. Deep breathing exercises. Spending time in nature. Hobbies you enjoy. Listening to music. Connecting with people. Little moments of calm make a difference.
Okay, manage stress. Anything else simple but important?
Water. Don't underestimate hydration. It's fundamental. Supports digestion, nutrient absorption, temperature regulation, getting nutrients to muscles. Everything.
Dehydration hurts performance.
Even mild dehydration can. Aim for at least 2-3 liters a day, more if you're active or it's hot. Simple but foundational.
Okay, sleep, stress, hydration. Got it. Now, tracking progress. We know the scale isn't the whole story. How do we track success if the scale isn't moving or even goes up a bit?
Crucial question. Relying only on the scale is super misleading and discouraging for recomp. Remember, muscle is denser than fat.
Takes up less space for the same weight.
Exactly. So as you lose fat and gain muscle, your weight might stall or even creep up while you're visibly getting leaner or more muscular. Scale obsession leads to frustration.
So what should we track?
A multifaceted approach. First, practical. Measure circumferences. Get a tape measure. Track hip, waist, thigh, chest, arms every 2-4 weeks. Shows how your body is reshaping. Waist shrinking while arms grow. You're winning.
Okay, measurements. What else?
Body composition testing. Get body fat and muscle mass percentages checked. BIA scales at home give an estimate. For accuracy, maybe at a DEXA scan every few months. Shows the actual fat loss and muscle gain numbers.
And photos.
Yes. Progress photos. Incredibly motivating. Take them consistently. Same lighting, pose, close every 2-4 weeks. Visual changes, more definition, leaner midsection, better posture often show progress nothing else captures. Seeing is believing.
Right. Multiple data points paint the real picture. Now, this sounds like a long game, a marathon, not a sprint. How do we stay motivated when the end goal feels far away?
You're right, it's gradual. Long-term goals give direction, but focusing only on them is tough. Research shows setting smaller, incremental milestones more frequently is way more effective.
Like mini goals.
Exactly. Instead of lose 20 pounds, aim for lose 1% body fat this month, or add 10 pounds to my squat in 4 weeks, or even hit my protein goal 6 days this week.
Achievable steps.
Right. Hitting these smaller goals gives you bursts of inspiration, tangible proof you're moving forward, builds momentum. Celebrate the small wins.
It makes sense. Build a realistic roadmap. So what's the absolute most important thing for long-term success? The secret sauce.
Consistency. The sources hammer this home. We want quick fixes, but healthy recomp takes months, even years for profound change. Rapid weight loss often means muscle loss counterproductive.
So patience is key.
Patience and consistency. It's a lifestyle, not a crash diet. Staying consistent with nutrition, training, sleep, stress management, even when changes aren't dramatic or motivation dips, that's what leads to meaningful, sustainable progress. Showing up, making those small choices day after day, that's the secret.
So the lifestyle takeaway. Prioritize sleep like a workout. Manage stress. Hydrate. Track progress smartly. Measurements, photos, body comp, not just weight. And above all, be consistent. That's the key to lasting change.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Consistency is king and queen.
Okay, we've covered the big pillars. Diet, training, lifestyle. Now for that extra edge, the fine-tuning. Supplements. Can they really fast-track results, or is it mostly hype and wasted money? What actually helps?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Supplements can support your efforts, but, and this is a big but they are not essential. They won't replace solid nutrition and training.
They're not magic pills.
Definitely not. Think of them as fine-tuning, maybe an assistant, not the engine. If your diet and training aren't dialed in, supplements won't do much. Better to invest in quality food or a coach first.
Okay, fair enough. But which ones do have good science behind them for recomp?
Our sources list a few with robust backing, often tiered by evidence. Tier 1 has the most reliable options. First, protein powder.
We talked about hitting protein goals.
Exactly. Powder is excellent for that. Convenient, efficient, especially if you struggle with whole foods or you're vegan. Use it anytime post-workout, between meals, in oatmeal, and maybe casein before bed for that slow release.
Makes sense. What else is tier 1?
Creatine monohydrate, by far the most studied supplement for strength and muscle gain. It provides quick energy for muscles during intense bursts.
Letting you do more reps or lift heavier.
Precisely. Leads to greater training adaptations. Increases strength, might pull water into muscle cells signaling growth, may decrease muscle breakdown. Its inexpensive, super safe profile, recommended dose, 3 to 5 grams per day. A real workhorse.
Okay, protein, creatine, anything else top tier?
Caffeine. Good old caffeine. It's a stimulant. Can acutely increase strength, delay fatigue, increase fat burning during exercise.
But you build tolerance, right?
You do, unlike creatine. So maybe save caffeine for your hardest workouts to get that boost. And cycling off it periodically, maybe a week or two off, can resensitize you. Don't overdo it, especially late. It messes with sleep.
Right, protect the sleep. Okay, that's tier 1. What about other stuff we hear about? BCAAs, beta-alanine.
Yeah, lots of others mentioned, but often with big caveats. Branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, leucine, isoleucine, valine, they're important for muscle growth.
Right.
They're generally only beneficial if your diet is already inadequate in high-quality protein. If you're hitting your protein targets from food and maybe powder, extra BCAAs probably won't add much. You're already getting plenty.
Okay, so maybe redundant if protein is high. Beta-alanine.
That reduces fatigue, buffers lactic acid, helps you train harder longer. Some studies hint it might help lean mass, especially short-term for beginners, but a bigger view concluded it's unlikely to significantly improve body composition. Helps performance, less clear on recomp itself.
Interesting. What about HMB?
Beta-hydroxy, beta-methylbutyrate, HMB. It's a leucine metabolite. May help reduce muscle breakdown, especially for people new to exercise or ramping up intensity. Less effective for experienced folks.
And the rest. CLA, testosterone boosters.
Yeah, sources mention those often have limited or mixed evidence. CLA, glutamine, carnitine. Test boosters generally only help if you have clinically low testosterone. For healthy, active people, not much proof they significantly boost muscle or cut fat. Focus on the tier 1 stuff after the fundamentals are solid.
Got it. Fundamentals first, tier 1 maybe. Be skeptical of the rest. Okay, to wrap up the practical stuff, let's talk mistakes. What should we actively avoid doing? The common pitfalls that sabotage recomp efforts.
Absolutely. Knowing what not to do is just as important.
Yeah.
Our sources highlighted 7 mistakes to avoid, and they're worth repeating. 1, underestimating diet. Thinking exercise is everything. Diet and exercise work together. Can't build muscle without materials. Can't lose fat effectively in a huge surplus or with junk food.
Diet is foundational.
2, focusing solely on calories. Quality matters. Nutrient density, protein intake. Crucial for muscle, satiety, health. A calorie isn't just a calorie for recomp.
Right, chicken breast versus cookie calorie.
3, no structured muscle building plan. Cardio alone won't build significant muscle. You need resistance training, compound lifts, progressive overload. Have a plan.
Need that growth stimulus.
4, only tracking weight. The scale lies for recomp. Use measurements, body fat tests, progress photos, get the full picture.
Don't get discouraged by the scale.
5, no specific goals. Vague goals lead nowhere. Set specific incremental milestones. Stay motivated. Track real progress.
Small wins build momentum.
6, ignoring sleep and rest. Crucial for recovery, hormones, preventing burnout. Sabotaging sleep sabotages results.
Protect that sleep.
7, not staying consistent. It's a long game. Healthy progress takes time. Inconsistency kills results faster than anything. Show up.
Consistency is key. Any other big mistakes?
Yeah. Avoid extreme calorie deficits, crash diets, excessive low-intensity cardio that can lead to muscle loss, nutrient deficiencies, slow your metabolism. Counterproductive and unhealthy. Smart and sustainable wins.
Okay, avoid the extremes. Final question. Recomp versus a traditional cut. If someone wants rapid fat loss, how do they compare? Which is generally better?
Great question to clarify. Body recomposition prioritizes building or maintaining muscle while losing fat. It's holistic, values muscle for health and aesthetics.
Whereas cutting.
Traditional cutting often involves aggressive deficits just for rapid fat loss. Less emphasis on muscle preservation, so you might lose hard-earned muscle along with fat.
So recomp might be slower for fat loss, but better overall.
Generally, yes. Given that more muscle means better health, metabolism, strength, longevity. For most people, body recomposition offers a more holistic, sustainable, and ultimately more beneficial approach. It builds a stronger, healthier you, not just a temporarily lighter one, long-term gain over just short-term loss.
That makes perfect sense. Focus on the composition, not just the weight. So what does this all mean for you, our deep diver? We've covered a ton today. This deep dive into body recomposition. It shows us you absolutely can strategically lose fat and gain muscle simultaneously.
That's not a myth.
Not a myth, not just for genetic elites. It's about a smart, informed approach built on 3 core pillars: precise nutrition tailored to you, smart resistance training with progressive overload, and prioritizing those crucial lifestyle factors: sleep, stress management.
By embracing these principles, fueling right with protein, smart carbs, healthy fats, challenging muscles with compounds and overload, adding strategic cardio like HIIT, honoring rest and recovery, you're setting yourself up for lasting success.
Yeah, forget just staring at the scale number. Focus on that intelligent, holistic transformation of your body composition. A stronger, healthier body is so much more than just weight.
Absolutely.
And here's where it gets really interesting and personal. Body recomp isn't just about looking a certain way. It's about building a healthier, stronger, more resilient, more confident you.
It takes patience, consistency.
It does. But imagine that feeling. Seeing real, sustainable changes as you get stronger, leaner, week by week, month by month. So the question for you listening is, what small, practical step can you take today to start your journey or optimize the one you're on?
Maybe calculating those calorie and macro targets.
Could be. Or scheduling that first resistance workout with progressive overload in mind. Or maybe, just maybe, aiming for that extra hour of quality sleep tonight, knowing how powerful it really is.
Every little bit counts.
We really hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge, the clarity, those aha moments you need to confidently chase your fitness goals. Until next time.
Keep learning, keep growing,
and keep diving deep.